Hi, it's Carl Allen and welcome to Module 3, Lesson number 2 of Dealmaker Empire. It's time to go and hunt for those deals. So in this lesson, I'll show you how to use your network to generate deal flow. Or if you don't think you have a strong network, how to quickly build one. So here are the topics. First, I'll show you how to build and leverage a network. I'll then show you how to get deal flow from events and masterminds. And finally, I'll show you the power of social media as a deal flow engine. So when you start to build a network for deal flow, start with all the people that you know in business and in life. Your customers, suppliers, partners, even advisors, all of these people have their own networks. And since you know them, their network can be your network and vice versa. So who do you spend time with outside of work? What are your hobbies? Who do you go to the gym? And do you know people? Do you play golf or anything like that? Just tell your super quick story to those people that you come across. So if you own a business in X sector, you're looking to grow via acquisition and you're looking for suitable deals. If they know people, they'll connect you. Don't be afraid of asking everyone. And also build a deal intermediary network. So these may be people that you don't know already who can get involved in your deals in some shape or form. Like CPAs. Reach out to your current CPA as well as others in your area or where you're looking to acquire a business. Also talk to tax advisors, lawyers, wealth managers, banks, investors, financiers. All of these people have access to business owners, some of which will be looking to sell. Now, most small business owners will discuss the prospect of selling with a deal intermediary before they make the decision to do anything about it, like listing the business with a broker. So if you can get access to deals that aren't publicly listed for sale, that's great. Those are called off-market deals, so you've got no competition and you can deal directly with the owner at all times. You don't have a business broker in the mix. That's a perfect scenario. No broker and a deal that's off-market. Now the key is to invest time with people in intermediary roles. Call them, go have a coffee or a beer, get to know them. The key is understanding their motivation, their vested interest to help you. Here's why. If you're contacting your current customers for referrals, they will help you if they care about you, and your business is important to their success. They want you to grow and thrive too, so why wouldn't they help you? They may deal with another vendor who is looking to sell, and what a better way to reduce their own supply chain complexity by having you run both operations. It's great, right? Suppliers will be massively incentivized to help you as a larger business because it will mean more volume, more money, and a larger and deeper relationship, especially if you're looking to acquire a competitor. Partners, the same. A larger business for you means more volume, more money, etc. for them. Think your IT provider, insurance agent, property maintenance company, even your landlord if you have one. With deal intermediaries, their entire businesses revolve around people like you contacting them. When contacting CPAs, they could act for you on the buy side by doing your due diligence or even taking care of your taxes and bookkeeping once you close. If your current CPA will not refer deals to you and another firm is sending you tons and tons of deal flow, would you switch CPAs? I know I would. It's all about the value add, right? If the CPA you call has a client ready to sell, that CPA will work for the seller on the sell side of the deal and generate fees from the seller by preparing all the numbers for due diligence, etc. Now on small deals, the CPA may also act as lead advisor to the seller, so they'll run the whole deal process. And wealth managers are one of the best sources of deal flow, and there are thousands upon thousands of them. Wealth managers only care about one thing: having client funds to invest. And when you buy a business, someone will receive some money, either at closing, over time, or both. That money will probably be invested by a wealth manager. Now, wealth managers will know tons of clients already looking to sell because they were contacted and they asked to start looking for ways to make the money work post-sale. Or you can bet those guys will be hitting the phones, calling their clients. Lawyers work like CPAs. If they have clients ready to sell, the lawyer will advise the seller. If not, lawyers are vested to help you find a deal by pinging their own network. Then they are free to work for you on papering the deal, doing all the legal work. And we get into that later in module number 8, the final module on deal execution. So bankers, financiers, investors, they also all have a vested interest to help you. If they're pledged into some type of financing for an owner that's looking to now sell the business, they'll want to keep their capital employed because lending is how they make money. And if they don't have clients who are motivated sellers, they may help you find them through their networks. This way, they can finance the deal through you, thereby taking on another client and deploying more capital. It's all about lending the money and being profitable. And building these relationships is really important, and having them in your pocket early helps with deal origination, especially when it comes to brokers. More on that in lesson 4 of this module. Speaking of brokers, they can also be useful to you as a deal intermediary. If you don't want to buy the business a broker is pitching you, you can have them go search for more suitable deals and pay the broker a finder's fee at closing. Again, we'll cover that later. And finally, consultants. There are armies and armies of consultants out there, and they're all on LinkedIn. Go connect with the ones in your target market. These people will find you deal flow, and you may also want to partner with them in the deals and or have them do some of the due diligence for you. There could also be other great uses for these people as part of your deal team, especially post-deal when it comes to integrating organizations, cross-selling, and realizing those cost synergies out of the deal. Here are a couple of scripts that you can use to recruit deal intermediaries. The first is to use on LinkedIn when contacting someone directly, either through the in-mail feature or when you join a relevant group to your niche. So, dear name, I'm in the process of growing my business via acquisitions and building a deal team of intermediaries to advise and assist me. Let me know when is a good time to connect on the phone or in person. Best regards, you. And once you build your LinkedIn network, you can do broadcasts like this one. I'm in the process of growing my business via acquisitions and building a deal team and intermediaries to advise and assist me. Let me know if you want to join my team. Send me a direct message. Alternatively, if you have businesses within your network that are or may be for sale in the X sector between Y and Z revenues, drop me a line. Best regards, you. Relationships are massive, like super important. Building relationships with your deal flow network is very important, and it's good practice before you start building seller relationships. That's critical. And after mindset, it's the most important part of the deal-making business. The ease of deal, and more importantly, the fundability of it, is directly proportional to the strength of your relationships. I cover this in more detail in the next module, analysis and meetings. But basically, there are 3 parts critical to building a relationship with the seller, let alone those sending you deals. They need to know you, like you, and trust you. You need to develop trust. They need to see you as a trusted person to acquire their business and believe that you're capable and credible. You also need to build rapport, a friendship, a relationship. Your goal as a deal maker is to invest the required amount of time to get to that tipping point where your relationship is so strong that you can acquire the business without investing any of your own personal capital. If you hit a seller with an offer within, say, 10 minutes of meeting them, with no relationship developed, it's going to be much harder than doing it once you've invested in the relationship and they know you, they like you, and they trust you. This is key. Next, let's look at events. This is a great way to generate deal flow, especially if you're going to events anyway for general networking and business development purposes. This works at large events like trade shows. For example, if you're in tech, you probably go to CES, the Consumer Electronics Show. If you're an online marketer, you probably go to Traffic and Conversion Summit, MFA Live, or Funnel Hacking Live. Whatever sector you're in, go to events and masterminds. If you're in a mastermind, those people become your fast friends and they'll do anything to help you. Now, the key to events is to follow this strategy. Number 1, get the attendee list beforehand where it's available. Number 2, research who's going that you'd like to meet, either as an intermediary or a business owner. Number 3, think about what you like about the business. And then number 4, find information online about the owner. Find them on LinkedIn or Facebook. So what sports teams do they follow? Do they have kids? Do they have hobbies? I write these bullets on cards and I learn them. So when I meet these people at the event, I can very quickly build a relationship and become fast friends. I tell them I'm looking to acquire businesses. And then number 5, schedule a follow-up call or meeting after the event. That's when you can do deeper research. And the power of social media is also important. Almost 30 years ago, when I started my deal-making journey, there wasn't a LinkedIn, a Facebook, or even a Google. I don't even think there was an internet. But you need to leverage these tools today. LinkedIn is my favorite tool for building a deal intermediary network. And Facebook is my favorite for soliciting direct deal flow. And the best way to do that on Facebook is by joining groups. So search for them. There are millions of them by geo, sector, everything. If you're in the online space, you may be a member of Digital Marketer, for example. There are other general groups like the Southern California Small Business Owners. You can even create your own groups and post useful content about your niche to attract followers, then post within once you get that critical mass. And you can also post on Twitter. And if you're really adventurous, you can run ads on Facebook, YouTube, or Google, soliciting leads from small business owners in your niche and or your geo. One thing to always bear in mind, referrals are golden, especially when they're sponsored. However, some people in your network, they may want a small finder's fee upon closing or for you to return the favor in some way. So keep an open mind. So that's it for lesson 2. Now you know how to build human and social networks, how to leverage them by understanding everyone's vested interests. Next up, I'm going to show you a technique called the direct approach, and I will see you in lesson 3. Until then, bye for now.